Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Cooking with Chris. Today we're making one of the nation's favourite dishes, pizza. We're going to make a margherita and we're going to make a pepperoni. Very easy to make, not that many ingredients, and it always tastes great. And we'll be making it in our THERMOMIX TM6. So let's get on with it. Right, okay, I don't know about you, but after I've had a pizza, I always want more. And sometimes I like more of it the next morning. That can be even better. Our ingredients anyway. First of all, we put in 220 grams of warm water, then we will put in some sugar, and then we will put in some yeast, and then we put our lid on with the measuring cup in place, 20 seconds on speed 2, and what that's doing, that's warming up the yeast. And it's room temperature water. You don't want to put cold water in because it won't activate the yeast, and if you put hot water in, it'll kill it. So what the THERMOMIX is doing at the moment is just getting it up to the right temperature to work it for the rest of the process. And there we are, we come up to the end of that. And then the next thing we do is we will add 400 grams of flour. The THERMOMIX asks you to use strong bread flour. I prefer 00 flour, which is the more traditional Italian flour. I find it gives it a much lighter dough. So we'll put that in. And then after that, we'll add 30 grams of extra virgin olive oil. And then the next part of the process is we'll add 1 teaspoon of salt. We don't put the teaspoon of salt and the yeast in at the same time because the salt will kill the yeast. And then we'll put the lid on with the measuring cup in place. And then this is where it just processes to make the dough. We turn that on for 2 minutes on the dough setting, and we come back after a couple of minutes. Okay, there we have it. Our dough is now ready. We take it out and we put it into our pre-oiled bowl. There we are. So we now just form this into a nice round shape. And we now have to prove this for an hour. So by proving, same as resting. What we do is we get our cling film and we cover it over and get that nice and tight. Now you can simply leave it like that, or you can get a tea towel and put a tea towel over it as well. And then that keeps it nice and warm because the yeast is now activated and it's rising. Or you can put it in the oven at 90 degrees, or if you're lucky enough, you can put it in the oven on a proving facility. That's what I've done. So I'm going to wait for an hour and then I'll be back and show you the rest of the process. Okay, an hour's gone, our pizza dough is now proved. We go over to the oven, take it out and check the results. Oh, that looks good. Yep, that's well proved. That proved to be a very good thing to do. Look at that. Okay, right, sorry about the pun. And what we're going to do now is empty this onto the worktop, and then we will then divide this into two. It's a little bit too much for one pizza, it's too thick. We're going to make 2 pizzas out of this. One, the classic margherita, which incidentally was named after the Queen of Italy, Margherita, in around about 1889 by Raphael Esposito. There, look at that. I know history as well. Now, Italian cooking is all about quality ingredients, and that's all you have to remember. When you do this, use good buffalo mozzarella, use good extra virgin olive oil, use very, very good quality passata. You can buy it in your supermarket and it really is good quality, and lovely basil. And all this doesn't cost a lot. It's a fraction of the cost of what you pay for a £15 delivery from one of the well-known places. This is going to cost you a couple of quid. Now what I've got is I've got some cornmeal here, and I spread that about where I'm going to put the dough ball down. The reason for the cornmeal and not polenta, use cornmeal, is so this allows you to move it about without it sticking. So just give it a couple of turnovers like that and get a good hefty rolling pin, and don't be too gentle, otherwise you'll be here for ages. And you might hear this squeak. That's where the dough has come up to a lovely consistency, and you want to aim to get this round about 14 inches. On this mat it's got different sizes engraved on it, and you can get your size on there. So wet fairly quickly, don't be too slow about it, because you don't want any of this to dry out. And there we are, we're getting roughly to our size. And what we're going to do is to put this onto a dish that I've got specially for pizzas. Now, it's not very expensive. I got this from the supermarket for a couple of quid. Just a bit of tin with holes in it, and that allows your pizza to sit nicely. Okay, that's the size done. We get our dish, don't need to put anything on it, and we pick that up and put that on there. And that's the correct size. Look at that. Lovely 14-inch pizza. A good even coat. And what you don't want to do is to go too near the edge, otherwise it will make it soggy. And then we just move this about with the aid of a ladle, and just to get that all even. There we are. That looks good. Right, now the next thing we do is we put on our mozzarella cheese. Now this is buffalo mozzarella, not the old cheap rubbish. This is lovely. Now, you might notice that the colours of this will end up being green, white and red to represent the Italian flag. There we are, we put our mozzarella on there. You can add pepper, it's a bit controversial, some people do. You can even add garlic if you want. And then what we'll do is we'll break off some basil, put some basil around there. Don't cut it with scissors, otherwise you'll bruise it. Put some basil on, there we are. And lastly, we put some good quality olive oil. Just drizzle that over it. Bit around the edges so that it helps it brown. That's that. And we can just brush the edges of the pizza, just so it's nice and even. And then we're going to put it into the oven. Okay, our pizzas are done, ready to go in the oven. We've preheated it to the maximum we can, 275. As you can see, we've made another pizza out of the dough that we had. This is a pepperoni pizza. So we're now going to bake them in the oven 12 to 15 minutes, and then after that we'll take them out and see how they turned out. There we are, pizzas are done, fresh out the oven. What do you like they are? A lot cheaper than you'll buy in a pizza shop. These have cost me, I suppose, for the pair of them, about £5, as opposed to £30 in the shop. And you know what's gone into them, all good quality, fresh Italian ingredients. That's the essence of Italian cooking, good quality ingredients. Anyway, hope you like this. Try to make it yourself, it's really good. Thanks Jack for filming. And once again, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.